product placement. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all the ladies and gentlemen of the world. This is the Bros and the Berg podcast on YouTube, on Google Podcasts, on Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts.
Google.
We're trying. All of our listeners are on Google Podcasts.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you for interrupting my intro. But yes, we're glad that you're with us again this week. After our last week hiatus, we are back stronger and better than ever. And my name is Ryan. This is Connor and Robbie.
Hello.
And I'm the talent on the show. So take it away, Connor.
What happened to the talent? I guess
the talent is messing up the intro 3 times and then being able to actually spit something out.
Yeah, but he's just a pretty face, he's the
guys, stop. Come on. Come on, guys.
So I guess we could talk. We are kind of we obviously last week we didn't really get to talk about All-Star Weekend, so I guess we can kind of summarize All-Star Weekend dunk contest.
So before we start, can we just come up with like terrible reasons why we didn't record last week?
Yeah.
Just, we have to have a backstory, right? We can't let our viewers down. So let's see. Connor actually got kicked in the gut by a goat. He was doing goat yoga, and
I do love goat yoga.
He got kicked. Ryan, I don't know what happened to Ryan.
I was just down bad.
He
said he was going out to get milk, and he never came back.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was ready to record the podcast, and they weren't. So that's what happened last week.
Really disappointing, honestly.
The bros end of the podcast did not hold up their end of the bargain.
Awful.
So we're gonna have to acquire a grasp and try again.
Yeah, to try again this week. To move on from that, so we didn't get, obviously, since we didn't get to talk last week, I would say probably the biggest sporting event last week was NBA All-Star Weekend, which had some good parts to it. Robbie, you bet on the skills challenge, and you won the bet on the skills challenge, didn't you, with Team Cavs?
I did. Team Cavs came through a big half-court shot by Evan Mobley. I actually knew that's how it was going to happen, so I'm glad that it panned out. Yeah, I bet on them to win on a half-court shot.
From Evan Mobley.
This is not gambling advice.
This is not financial advice. And then we had the 3-point contest, which was incredibly entertaining because Karl Anthony Towns hit 29. He was on fire in the last round, and I remember he came up to shoot, and my dad was like, "What the hell? Isn't he like 7 feet tall?" I was like, "Dad, you're so old." I was like, he's a hell of a shooter, and then he proved it by dropping a score of 29 because Kennard dropped like 26 in the final round too, but whoever was the third guy didn't do super well, but I can't remember who it was.
He's still not better than Dirk though.
No.
I saw some takes swirling that Cat is better than Dirk.
I have seen shooter. I've seen that too. Yeah, 3-point. I can maybe entertain 3-point. Mid range, no.
Dirk is the best mid-range 7-footer of all time.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I feel like Dirk is a better shot creator at a jumper range too. Like in terms of creating your own shot, like Cat doesn't do the things Dirk did to create his own jump shot.
Yeah. People also forget late 90s, early 2000s Dirk. If you ever go watch a highlight reel of that Dirk, he's a completely different animal than the Dirk that you saw in 2013, who couldn't move, and he was like an injured giraffe and just could shoot.
Yeah, I probably could take him even in 2001, but
you are 6'10".
Yeah,
I am. Yeah, on a bad day. Yeah, on a bad day, I'm 6'10".
I would still argue that Cat is overall definitely more athletic, so that allows him to get much different types of openings than Dirk had, because Dirk, as Robbie said, Dirk had to create his own shot by doing the one-legged fadeaway and stuff. That's why he had to create that move, essentially, was because he needed a way to get open.
Yeah, some separation.
Yeah, exactly.
Talking about Dirk always leads us back to the conversation of some of the best big power forwards of this generation.
You're never gonna convince Robbie that he's better than KG ever.
He is. What do you mean?
No, he's not better than KG. There's no chance. Listen. I didn't
Timmy
like
D.
Kevin
Timmy D's
Garnett
number one
growing up either. But
Timmy D's one. Timmy D's a center. Let's make that clear.
Yeah, I would say he played power forward when David Robinson was there, and then he continued to play center the rest of his career. But you guess you can give him.
Timmy D was a power forward is on that crap.
So wait, Robbie, you're considering KG as the best power forward of all time?
Oh my God, what?
If Timmy D's a center.
That's
KG. Most people would put KG at 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Ryan, would you put Dirk as the number 1 all time then?
Dirk's like fringe top 20 player. You saying there's no better power forwards above him?
I'm saying that Duncan is the only one. Duncan is the only one if you define him as a power forward. Because most of the other guys are center, like Olajuwon and all those dudes are all centers.
They really? Jesus.
Yeah, Olajuwon, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Chamberlain, Russell, Shaq, all those guys are centers.
Where's Malone? Is Malone?
I'd say he's below Dirk and KG. He doesn't have a...
That's wild.
Well, yeah, Dirk has a ring. LOL.
Thanks, LeBum.
Literally. And so later in the NBA All-Star Saturday, there was the dunk contest, which was yet again disappointing as it was, just like last year.
I'm glad I didn't watch
it.
I did.
The most exciting thing in basketball behind like a buzzer beater.
Yeah.
So boring. I don't understand how they do it.
They need a time.
No offense to Obi Toppin, but I have no interest in seeing Obi Toppin in a dunk contest. Give me someone who I actually care about in a dunk contest.
Bro, he didn't like that last song. He didn't get enough respect for it. When he did between the legs off the glass, and that was actually sick. But it didn't have any power behind it. Everyone was like, that was lame. Like, it was actually pretty good.
What was the last good dunk contest? Was that
Levine and Gordon?
Levine and Gordon.
Yeah.
But like they spoiled
Blake Griffin jumping over Kia was also mad.
I was gonna say those are probably the only 2 of the last 20 years that are overly memorable.
Yeah. Then it was VC.
Yeah.
Dwight Howard had a couple good ones. Nate Robinson won.
But let's be real. Like, the more it goes on in time, like, most likely the more boring it's going to get, because at the time VC's dunk was like sick, but nowadays 3 guys have recreated it and it doesn't seem that hard compared to what the guys nowadays can do. And so it's like I don't know how it gets much more entertaining unless you have star power in it.
Guys, you also can't convince me that these are the best dunkers in the NBA.
No, I agree.
You saw what Ja was throwing down in the All-Star game, like it was casual. Like,
that was
there's better dunkers.
Also,
in the
that man
NBA.
had 52 points.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
That was absurd.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I agree. The dunk contest. Well, the problem is like people are scared to get hurt and stuff, but then they'll play in the All-Star game. It's like kind of like that doesn't make a ton of sense.
They're like before the All-Star game, like, yeah, Chris Paul is out like 6 to 8 weeks or whatever, and then all of a sudden he's like checking in the All-Star.
Yeah, it was like that was weird. That was weird.
But
I mean,
I'm glad I was doing something other than watching the dunk contest.
Yeah,
unfortunately, I don't think I missed much.
Well, I was really excited for Jalen Green because he can jump out of the building, but then he took 5 minutes on each of his dunks, and I think that's what the biggest problem is in the dunk contest is there needs to be on top of like attempts, because the attempts is already kind of weird because it can only an attempt only counts if you're on the way down with full control, but there needs to be a time limit. Like there has to be like a 2-minute time limit because it's just awful to just sit there and wait for him to do the same thing over and over and over again because they never got full control of it, and it's so bad to try to watch that. But then the next evening was a very entertaining All-Star game. A very entertaining All-Star game. Steph Curry is inhuman. How
do you like the point goal?
I think it makes it 1,000 times better.
I think it does too.
I think they
made it playing at 21. It's like a pickup game.
I think that's a phenomenal decision that the NBA made.
Makes betting the over/under infuriating, but
weird.
Don't worry, over still hit.
Yeah, but Steph Curry had 51 or 48 and all threes, and he hit like 4 in a row, and then the fourth one was like a half court that he turned around while the ball was halfway in the air. It was ridiculous.
He also only needed like one more to break like the points record, and then he like choked and missed his last.
Yeah, he like missed his last. Yeah, yeah, he did. It was ridiculous the way he was shooting the ball, and I'm trying to think of who else in the game was making a huge impact, but it was really just Curry. Like honestly, that was the biggest.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah,
I literally clicked on the Morant highlights. From the game against the Spurs. It's ridiculous. Like he had enough highlights in this game than most players have in like the entire season.
Yeah,
that dunk he threw down was not okay.
It's
like that.
It reminded me of that Vince Carter dunk in the Olympics. He didn't like quite put his nuts over the guy's head, but like pretty much put it.
If the guy hadn't gotten out of his way, he would have though. Like he 100% would have.
Did y'all see the second quarter? It was like the buzzer beater in the second quarter where Steven Adams chucked it full court, and that was insane. That was
ridiculous. Volleyball. He like lobbed it up. You didn't get any control over it.
As much as props we give to John Morant, how many plays has Steven Adams had like that in his career when he's chucked it full court and somebody has got like Steven Adams is a quarterback, dude. Like Steven Adams missed Aquaman himself.
It sucks for Ja though, because obviously he's having a great season and like has really turned the corner as like being a superstar in the NBA and probably would be in the MVP talks. But unless Joel Embiid falls off the face of the earth, I just don't think there's any way Ja catches him. I could be wrong, but I mean, Joel has played so well all year. I just don't know if there's any way
it can hurt.
They catch up in that. I mean, yeah, absolutely. But he's only going to keep, I think, playing better with James Harden.
Yeah, no, I agree. Because he in an interview like after the game, he said that was the most open I've ever been in my career because everyone was so focused on Harden, and Harden still had almost triple doubles in both first two games.
Like James Harden is getting like 14, 16 assists, and like it looks easy.
Oh, it doesn't surprise me.
That offense sets up so well for what he wants to do.
That's what I mean. When the Sixers said they traded for Harden, I was like, that Harden and Embiid is going to be one of the best duos we've seen in a long time. Like that's going to be absolutely ridiculous. But I have back to Memphis. I was talking to my boy Akash today, and I have a hot take in terms of the Memphis Grizzlies.
Shout out Akash.
Yeah, shout out Akash. So currently, the Memphis Grizzlies sit at the 3 seed at 43-20, which is actually kind of crazy because they're the third youngest team in the league. I want to say. The third youngest team in the league. I think
the Bengals.
I think they get bounced in the first round. In the first round of playoffs. Hot take. I think they get bounced in the first round. Because it's so much, like the NBA is so much different than in the NFL in terms of playoffs, obviously. Because you have 7 games compared to 1 game. I think that, well, I agree. I think they work really well together. They're obviously super young, so they got super fresh legs. And obviously they've had a ton of regular season success. I think like 0 playoff experience is gonna screw them. I think that like as good as Ja has been, and who are they going against? That may be who are they going against? So they have
potential to go against the Mavs, Nuggets, T-Wolves, Clippers.
Yeah. Right. If everything ended today, they would be going against the Nuggets, which I could see them beating the Nuggets.
I think they'd win that series, to be honest.
Yeah, probably the Nuggets, but I don't know. I just don't. Well, let's see. The Jazz are 38-22, so they are actually decently behind the Grizzlies. The top 3 seeds in the West are like pretty much almost not out of reach, but pretty up there. I mean, the Suns are 49-12, which is ridiculous compared to the
I don't know how they're still doing it. It doesn't make any sense to me.
I guess, a regular season team. I mean, the other side is there's only one 40-win team in the Eastern Conference, and we keep saying like the Eastern Conference is so good, which is like true in terms of the top 8 teams. They might be better in terms of the top 8 teams, but in terms of the top 3, the West walks away with it.
Yeah,
agreed.
Random tier list thought. Can we do tier list of the 1990s NBA logos? So you can get the old Vancouver Grizzlies logo and
dude, that
Toronto Raptors with the actual raptor on it. There's some good ones.
Sicko mode.
Yeah. Really good, so. Yeah. That's a good one if you want to throw that in the old list.
It's a really good idea, actually.
I mean, thank you. I'm full of good ideas on this podcast.
Always. Did you guys have any other NBA related stuff you guys want to talk? I mean, obviously the Lakers still suck. At the 9 seed.
I'm really glad the Mavs traded for Bertans, by the way.
So we've won out of the last 5, we won 3 or 4.
Dinwiddie's playing really well, and also Vegas has not adjusted to how many points he's scoring. So if you're, interested in gambling, not a bad person to be putting the over on how many points he's scoring right now.
I never had an issue with Dinwiddie. It was always Bertans on 16 million, but we ranted about that enough last week.
I mean, Dinwiddie had a plus 17 in the game against the Warriors, so he's great coming off the bench. But how's KP been playing? I haven't even been looking after him.
He hasn't been playing. I don't think he's been I don't know if he's been hurt. I don't know. Or I just know he wasn't initially playing as soon as Bertans and Dinwiddie were. I don't know if he's been playing in the last.
He didn't play tonight.
Yeah, I don't think he's been playing at all. I don't know
why.
I don't know. I don't know if he's still hurt or a contract something.
Holy fleece! Apparently.
Yeah, honestly, why isn't Porzingis playing?
I feel like we also have to at least mention college basketball from this past weekend. All top 6
that was nuts.
Ranked teams going down in one day.
That was actually insane. Sorry, Porzingis is having knee issues right now, so he's getting benched. So yeah, college I mean, I honestly would argue that last year's March Madness was one of the best of all time. I mean, this one could be up there again.
It's going to be one of those things that the season has been so chaotic, and we're going to get to March and expect March
to
be chaotic. Straight chalk. Yeah. It's going to be straight chalk.
It's always how it goes, too, especially when like the money starts flowing on the upsets and everything. Yeah. That's just how it fucking goes.
So I know that you guys want, or you guys are predicting that the University of Alabama will either be a first-round exit or a Final Four participant, and there's no in between. So would you care to elaborate on that?
Okay, here's
much elaboration.
Here's how I'll stipulate this, right? Okay. I don't think Alabama can probably get higher than a 3 seed anymore. I think if we won the SEC tournament, I think that'd be the highest we get.
Agreed.
If we get a 3 seed, I think we make the Final Four. If we get a 4 through 7 seed, we lose in the first round, and if we get anything beyond that, then we also make the Final Four. That's the setup you're looking at.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah,
because if we're a 4 seed and get some like sneaky, would that be a 13 seed?
Yeah.
Or if we're a 5 seed and get some 12 seed, like those are teams that are good and are good enough to beat us, and like we won't show up.
5-12s are the most dangerous upsets.
There you go.
So, for example, it's the new bracketology from ESPN came out today, right? And we have currently Alabama as a 5th seed, potentially playing San Diego State or Rutgers.
Golly, I think you could beat both of them.
Then you got other 5th seeds such as or 12 seeds such as Iona.
Pain. Already beat us this year.
Yeah. Or like Northern Iowa or Chattanooga or some of these other South Dakota State.
I'd much rather see a Rutgers or San Diego State versus one of those mid-majors. 100%.
Yeah, that's 11 seed. Memphis or Indiana. That's terrifying.
Memphis also already beat us this year. So we're proving our point very rapidly here. Just going through the teams that we could play.
Yeah. That is
so. Avoid that like the plague.
Okay,
Connor, I bet on Oklahoma State this past weekend, and they let me down. So
yeah, we suck. We're gonna win the NIT though.
I thought they'd beat Oklahoma.
Wait, are you eligible for the NIT?
Mm-hmm. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing as the NCAA.
I thought you were banned from all postseason activities.
That's what I thought as well.
I may be. I thought it. I don't know. I thought I heard something.
Connor's really get his hopes up for the NIT only to find out they can't make it.
Exactly. Yeah, our last home game is against Texas Tech this weekend, so I'll be going out to that, supporting the boys.
Baylor.
You're going to Lubbock?
Oh no, it's here. It's here. It's just against Tech.
Do the teams get to choose? Like if you're number 1 seed, or do they like place them based on geography? Because I'm looking at so it's in like Portland for one of the like regional games, and Gonzaga would be in that bracket. Or like
they place you regionally. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the number 1 seeds they place regionally, and then after that it's kind of somewhat avoiding matchups, making sure it's balanced. You don't end up with 6 SEC teams in the same bracket, that type of stuff. But I think in terms of geography, I think the only ones that matter are the number 1 seeds. I believe.
Yeah. So Gonzaga's in the Portland regional and the San Francisco bracket. Baylor's in the Fort Worth regional and the San Antonio bracket.
Yeah.
So
Right.
For us. Got it.
Correct.
Then Arizona and the San Diego regional, but the Chicago bracket.
Yeah. Well, and then you have stupid stuff where I remember there was a couple years ago where the West regional was in Raleigh, North Carolina, like one of the first round games. It was like, what about this is the West regional? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So it's all kinds of screwed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the Midwest bracket in Chicago, but they play in San Diego for the regional.
Right, exactly.
That's sick.
Rob, the other day, you texted us, you were thinking about making a 16-1 upset bet. Do we think there's going to be any 16-1 upsets this year?
I feel like there's no reason not to just throw it out there. Like
right, let's read off the bracket.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Gonzaga versus Alcorn State or New Orleans.
Gonzaga.
I feel good about the Zags.
I feel good about the Zags.
Baylor, Long Beach State.
Baylor.
That's what you.
No, this year I am like 99% sure there's not going to be any 16-1.
Arizona State. I feel like that could be a little
Ryan,
frisky.
Read that again. You lagged out.
Arizona versus Norfolk State.
Okay.
20-16.
That one is. Yeah, closer.
First in the MEAC,
Arizona was the
MEAC.
Could get freaky. So
I'm going to retract my previous statement. I forgot that Arizona was a 1 seed.
That's why and then Kansas against Cleveland State.
Kansas, yeah.
I think Baylor has the biggest chance of losing out of those.
Oh, I disagree. I think Arizona.
Baylor's lost a lot of dudes.
They have. They lost their best player. But the game before they played us?
Yeah.
Arizona.
I don't think they're weak enough to lose like a 16-1 matchup, but I definitely see them losing. I mean, they haven't really lost against bad teams. They have 5 losses on the season. OK State, one of them.
Keep in mind that the Big 12 is really good.
Yeah,
the Big 12 was really good.
They lost to Tech twice. They lost to Kansas.
They lost the Big 12 SEC Challenge.
Yeah, they lost to us, baby.
Yeah, what's good?
Roll Tide.
I didn't say the SEC wasn't good. I said the Big 12 was very good.
People are always like, the Big 12 is the best conference. It's like, we literally beat them in a head-to-head matchup between the two conferences.
I didn't say the Big 12 was better. I just said they were very good.
Explain that one, Connor.
I can't.
You put in a flour and a tortilla comes out. You can't explain that.
What?
How do we feel about potentially playing Texas A&M in the SEC tourney? Because I don't feel good about that.
That's actually interesting.
Colin Sexton throwbacks.
Who was the team that Colin Sexton played with 3 dudes and almost beat him?
Minnesota.
That's nuts. That was
5v3.
That was insane.
It was bullshit. Number one, all those players got tossed too.
Yeah.
Anyways, we won't go down that path.
Yeah.
I do watch that highlight every year.
Every day. Every night before I go to bed.
Every day. All right, if you guys had to pick one team to make the Final Four, the one team you feel the best about making the Final Four this year, who would it be?
Wichita State.
Hey, yo.
I've heard worse takes.
I did think Cricket Wireless was going to be a Super Bowl commercial. Keep that in mind.
Just throw that out there.
One team?
One team that would be your Final Four. Okay, I'm going to bet on a team to make the Final Four. Who would I pick?
Gonzaga.
I feel like Gonzaga is a safe bet.
Gonzaga I feel like is always really safe for at least Elite 8.
Kansas
especially if they're in one. No, Kansas I don't trust. I don't trust Kansas at all. I don't trust any of the Big 12 teams.
I don't trust Arizona. I don't trust Baylor.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's literally Gonzaga is the only one seed that I trust to get go that far.
I'm going with the Blue Devils.
Actually, no, I don't like that.
Coach K's final year. Actually, no, I do because it's Coach K's final year. They'll find a way to get him in the Final Four.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I think Kentucky's really dangerous. They've really started to put it together here recently. I know they lost this weekend, but everyone lost this weekend. So, I think Kentucky's going to be a really dangerous team come tournament time.
Well, Robbie, you're saying if you're not a 4 through 7 seed, Alabama's a lock for the Final Four.
That's true. Yeah. Well, we're going to be a 4 through 7 seed.
Mentioning the Blue Devils, I was just clicking on the final game in Cameron Indoor. You want minimum ticket price? Guess this is Coach K's final game.
6,000.
Wait, no, minimum ticket price for what? Like nosebleeds?
Just a ticket and to get in the building.
You say 6,000?
I know it was 5,000 a couple weeks ago.
Oh, well, no shot.
Ryan?
It is lower.
3,500.
Oh, what? I went down.
It's 2,800. Almost. I look cheap.
I looked not too long ago. It was like 5K.
That's nuts. That's actually ridiculous. Holy crap!
That's
Keep in mind, Cameron Indoor can also only hold maybe 20.
Yeah, it's actually not that big. Yeah,
it's really, really small. Ryan, what's the capacity of Cameron Indoor Stadium?
Oh my God, hold on.
Yeah, Ryan, you little research bitch.
9,300.
Yeah, there you go. Not even 10,000. There you go.
Wow.
Call me a research bitch.
You kind of are.
Wow. Okay.
You're the talent and the stats guy.
Yeah.
What do Connor and I bring? I don't know.
Podcast Duke Final Four.
Robbie, I edit.
What do I?
Yeah.
Do?
What do you do?
I think I'm just a comedy. I'm
that's true. Comedic relief.
Unbelievably handsome.
Yeah.
God,
so cute.
So handsome.
I really want some chicken.
Anyways. Well, if we want to move a little away from basketball, I've seen a few reports on this. This is more towards NFL, obviously. At the end of the season, there's free agency talks, there's all sorts of talks. I'm seeing that Aaron Rodgers has currently requested that he wants to be the highest paid player by a gross margin to where he wants to be paid $50 million a year or more. And
that's for someone who's only made one Super Bowl, keep in mind.
Yeah.
You know who has the same amount of Super Bowls? Matthew Stafford. Let's just keep pushing that.
You know who has more Super Bowls? Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy.
Anyways. Jimmy G.
Yikes.
Yeah. And so basically, because ever since he requested that, like the Packers have actually been shopping. Not a single team has yet requested, like, wanted to trade for Rodgers.
He's not worth $50 million.
No, he's not. Yeah, I agree.
He's not worth $50 million.
That is one of the stupidest things I've ever heard.
Tom Brady's worth $50 million.
I wouldn't pay Tom Brady $50 million now.
Maybe not now. Okay, maybe not now, but like
at Rodgers' age, I'd pay Tom.
No, I agree.
Would consider it.
Yeah,
correct.
Especially if I had the right pieces around him.
Exactly. Yeah. I was about to say, can I get like the coordinators and can I get the receivers and all that kind of stuff?
Can I get
Tom Brady? Okay, if you swap like Brady and Rodgers for some of those years, like Brady 100% takes some of those Packer teams to the Super Bowl that Rodgers doesn't. 100%.
That's correct. Yes.
Well. Yeah, but also not all of that was Rodgers' fault because there were some calls and it was like I think it was last year.
Tom Brady always gets the calls. It always works out.
No, not like
hearing it's not Aaron Rodgers' fault. The man has only made one Super Bowl, and how many freaking times have they changed the team around him to get him to the Super Bowl? At some point, it has to be Aaron Rodgers' fault.
No, I agree. I'm sorry, Ryan. I wasn't talking about penalties specifically. I was talking about calls that the offensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator were making for the Packer. And I agree that it's not always not Rodgers' fault. But I'm saying I think it was 2020 where it was like instead of going for it, they kicked a field goal or something, and it was like horrid time management. But like that wasn't Rodgers' fault because he wasn't the one who was making that call. And
you say 2020?
Yeah, I think they didn't lose in like they lost the second round, third round.
That just sounds like something Mike McCarthy would do. Continue.
Yes.
That might have been LaFleur.
I think
it was LaFleur. I remember it. Yeah, it was LaFleur because he was Rodgers because that was what all the rumors started. Like Rodgers, he's gonna leave to go to like Pittsburgh or whatever, and that obviously didn't happen. But speaking of Pittsburgh, Brian Flores got hired as the linebacker coach, which is nice, and I would bet 1,000% that Mike Tomlin put in a good word for him.
Yep.
And so
I think it's a pretty good hire by Mike Tomlin.
I think it's an excellent.
I love that. I think that's fantastic that Pittsburgh brought him on.
They're probably going to. It was a buy low, see if we can maybe get a head coaching experience for a position. Like, what do you think of linebackers in the NFL? Right, there are a couple teams you think of: Ravens, Steelers, right? Like Panthers. You get somebody. Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Hey,
what's up?
Hey,
true.
Thomas
true.
Davis.
Yeah,
come on.
I mean, in their short history, they
Jack Thompson.
They have had some studs.
Yeah.
I thought Julius Peppers in there. I don't know. He's not a pure linebacker, but
he's an end. He's an end.
And
we had John Beasley too. He was pretty solid.
Robbie just named like every linebacker ever.
Yeah.
But definitely great hire by the Steelers. Now I've seen some stuff coming swirling about Mitchell Trubisky. We had this conversation in our group chat earlier. How much would you pay Mitchell Trubisky if you're shopping for a quarterback?
A bag of chips?
Yeah, I was gonna say $2.
I'm max. That's the max I'm willing to go.
No, I think I'm bringing him in to be a starting quarterback.
That's correct. Yes.
Oh God.
I'd probably give him like $5 million and see what he can do.
Turn in my letter of resignation if I'm coaching a team that needs Mitchell Trubisky as the starting quarterback.
For example, this was brought about the Steelers, right? The Steelers don't know what they're going to do in the quarterback position. Is Rudolph the answer? Obviously not the fact that they're playing Big Ben.
And the draft sucks.
And the draft sucks. Do you bring in Trubisky on a $5 million a year contract?
I feel like there's better backups. Throw Andy Dalton out there, bro. Like, honestly.
Better than Trubisky? I don't know. You're not going to be shelling out the money that the Niners want for Jimmy G.
Yeah.
What's Kaepernick doing?
Oh my God.
I'd rather have Kaepernick than. I don't like Trubisky. I hate Trubisky as a player.
The man led the Bears to a couple playoff appearances.
The Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears.
With that incompetent front office.
Yeah, honest to God.
I will never forgive the Bears for trading 2 first-rounders and the 3rd overall pick for the 2nd overall pick, and then using that on Mitchell Trubisky. Can you imagine? I mean, I remember watching the draft, and as a Cowboys fan, and thinking, "Holy shit!" Like they just tanked their next 5 years.
Oh yeah. Maybe trade for Jared Goff. Try to get him on.
Oh, Jerry Golfy.
Yeah, there's no shot I'm picking either.
Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston on.
Jabu.
Wait, who has the higher ceiling, Jameis or Trubisky?
Jameis easily. Bro, get Jameis on. He's a starter, though, for the Saints. Yeah, let's get Marcus Mariota.
ESPN needs to do a 30 for 30 on Jameis Winston that just says 30 and 30 for the 30 touchdowns and 30 picks.
That's so good. That's actually so good.
And the first scene is him eating crab legs at a restaurant.
Yeah, and getting LASIK at the same time.
Oh my god.
Speaking of football, my intramural football game got canceled. Or not canceled, but the other team forfeited. So that was really disappointing.
Scared? They're scared?
Yeah, no, they saw us walk up and feel like, damn.
Like we saw Big Red at the helm, and
Andy Dalton.
So that guy looks like a damn quarterback right there.
Yeah, but the team we play next week, we saw them playing on the other field, and like they're certifiable ass. But we also might be certifiable ass, so it might be a really good toilet bowl.
What constitutes as certifiable ass? For example, how many of the people on your team played in high school?
I don't think any of us played in high school.
Who played varsity athletics in high school? Anyone? Any type of varsity athlete?
Braden, I believe, played varsity basketball.
Okay.
In Houston, I believe.
I think that's it.
I played JV basketball. Okay. God.
No, you played JV cross country. You played JV cross country on the basketball team.
Shut the hell up.
I quit JV baseball, so I really can't be talking shit.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Robbie's the only varsity athlete here in the two-time varsity athlete.
Two-year varsity starter on football.
Oh
Connor, varsity band, me, varsity choir.
Varsity marching band.
Yeah, I also started on our golf team too. I'm the athlete. There you go. That's what I bring in the podcast. I'm the athlete. There you go.
Holy 2A North Carolina sports.
Yeah, golf and football.
Can't beat them.
Can't beat them. I love it.
So to kind of move in, we're still on sports, but moving through the big four. MLB opening day in trouble.
It's dead in the water.
The first two series are canceled.
Yeah, they're
canceled. Did they already do it? Oh, I didn't know. I thought it was just like in trouble is what they were saying.
The MLB gave their best offer today, and the players declined us. They canceled the first two series.
And the offers are hysterically far apart.
Yeah,
like it's not good.
So do you guys know more info on that? Because I'm not super well educated on that matter.
So there were like 4 things that they were really struggling on getting an agreement. One was like vet minimum salary,
arbitration.
I'm looking up the other 2. I'm trying to remember.
Essentially, the players want the wealth to be distributed a little better among all of the people playing baseball, right? Because if you play in the minor leagues, like you do not make a lot of money.
You get nothing.
And then if you get promoted to the major leagues, there's a lot of ways for teams to keep you from making the money you should be making as a major league baseball player. Yeah. And essentially, the players want that to go away. Of course, the owners don't, because they don't want to spend more money, because they've been giving all of these, $400 or $500 million contracts to guys.
Yeah.
So they don't want to spread out the wealth anymore.
Yep. So the MLB Player Union has remained committed to changing 2 areas the MLB is calling non-starters, which is revenue sharing and salary arbitration for all players after 2 years.
How many? All right, go. Sorry.
No, I said the league wants to keep its revenue sharing plan in place rather than the Players Association offer of $30 million less going to lower revenue teams, and doesn't want changes to the arbitration system, which currently includes all players with more than 3 but fewer than 6 years of service, and the 22% of the 2 to 3 year class with the most service time. Starts getting very complicated after that.
Arbitration's really confusing.
Yeah. How many games do minor league players play compared to the major league players?
I believe it probably depends somewhat on what league you play in, but I want to say they play around 100.
Well, that's what I mean. So, like playing that many games, because I was just like wondering if it was even close. Because playing that many games a year on an ass salary is horrid.
So they don't go as long. I mean, I knew a couple guys that are still in the minors. They don't play as long into like October like the pro teams do, right? Their seasons are usually pretty shortened by a couple months.
Yeah, still a lot of games. I mean, major league is 182.
You're getting paid like probably a little bit more than a teacher's salary.
Okay.
Like it's rough.
I mean, teachers need to be paid more too.
Obviously, but everybody I'm just kind of using that for a base.
I get you. Yeah,
it's not good money, and I mean, I knew a bunch of guys that just wanted to do it for the dream, but they have really no hope of getting to the pros. So
it's not really worth it at that point. It just which kind of surprises me, the fact that there's 3 different divisions of like the baseball, minor leagues, which is kind of crazy because it's like at a certain point, it's like why do you if you know you have no shot of like getting up there and getting a decent salary, like why do you? I guess you just do it because that's what you've always done.
So do you want to hear the number of games they play in the minor leagues?
Please.
So AAA, they play 150. AA, they play 138. Bruh. High A and low A each play 132.
That's nuts.
I thought it was less than that.
I did as well.
So yeah, but Connor, a lot of those dudes in the minor leagues are young guys, right?
Yeah,
they're a couple years out of school. And you have to think about how many schools have baseball teams and how many JUCOs and all this other kind of stuff. And it's like, it's not anybody can go and just like try out.
Yeah.
So they have like open tryouts and stuff like that. And you'll just be like Joe Schmo off the street. And people love going to like cheap baseball games. I mean, like, a lot of people do it.
So another thing about the minor leagues. So obviously the minor league season runs the same as, normal baseball, April to October-ish. Most minor leaguers in 2021 will make between $8,000 and $14,000 from April to October.
Holy!
Oh, it's lower than I thought. Oh my god, I thought it was like 30,000 or something.
Poverty line's 12,000, by the way.
That's
wow.
So that's base salary. They also get like accommodations paid for and like travel. Not that I'm saying,
but the accommodations that get paid for, usually someone volunteers their guest house or a room in their house for them to stay in. It's not like they're putting them up. It's, hey, we found this family that's willing to have you stay with them for however many months.
Ridiculous.
It's like I knew people at home who did that, who like let the minor leaguers stay with them.
Mm-hmm.
So
essentially, it's like if you were drafted, you live off like your signing bonus.
Yeah.
But signing bonuses dwindle drastically after the first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Yep. It's just
like when Hudson got drafted, I think he was a late first rounder, got like $1 million signing bonus. Then it like tanked off by like the end of the second round. It was 5 figures instead of 6.
Right.
The only league I think that ever have figured out the minor leagues is the NBA now, because they've revitalized the G League to where they're making the players actually make pretty good money, and they've actually got a lot more exposure. And now people are going out of high school just to go to the G League because they know they can make a decent amount of money and can get way more recognition than they could if they went overseas or something like that. But it's like,
can we bring back the idea of doing promotion and demotion in the NBA with the G League teams?
Please.
The worst 5 teams in the NBA get replaced by the top 5 G League teams. I think it'd be hilarious.
Well, my dad and I have had the conversation in college football, something like that. It would never work, but I think it'd be really cool. Yeah. Like North Dakota State or James Madison, those teams can 100% hold their own in D1, D1A football. And there are other teams like Rutgers did a lot better this year, but like
Vanderbilt.
Kansas, Vanderbilt, like those teams that are in Power 5 conferences but suck. They have not been good for the last decade.
Hey, Wake hadn't been good, but Wake was pretty good this year.
Yeah.
And they would have been promoted. They would have been right back up in D1A, but
I think it's an interesting idea. I just don't know, logistically.
It would logistically never work.
Yeah.
But, it'd be cool.
I mean, did you guys have anything else about the MLB and the stupid ass commissioner and stuff?
Nah, Manfred's just a freaking idiot. Other than that, no.
Yeah. I mean, just because I know y'all don't know him super well, I was just going to quickly read the headline that the former UFC champion Cain Velasquez got arrested on charge of attempted murder. So keep your heads up, folks. Be safe out there.
Yeah, remember the Oscar or something, the South African Paralympic runner that got arrested? Pistorius, thank you. probably a decade ago. He was arrested for murder of his wife.
I mean, what's going on with the arrests this year? I mean, Kamara like a month ago or so, and then Velasquez kind of
Ryan 3 weekends ago. No, I'm
sorry, what?
Allegedly,
Mom,
stop watching. And just to kind of move away from sports, because I desperately want to hear Ryan read this to get your reaction, Robbie. So Ryan, would you care to read out the Bros and the Berg fun fact of the week?
Oh God,
I would love to read out the fun fact of the week.
Yeah.
The Bros and the Berg fun fact of the week is, our Pope.
Our Pope.
There is in fact only one Pope.
There's one
singular. So, in a previous lifetime from his popeship, when he was in his home country of Argentina as a younger man.
Word? Is it a popeship? Is that?
I'm making up shit
his
on the fly.
Pope tenure.
It's the Bros and the Berg. We're just making up Johnsons. Anyways, he was a bouncer at a bar in Argentina.
I love that.
The Pope.
Pope goes hard 50 years ago.
Pope goes Berg.
We won't get into too much current events, but current president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, you know what he did in a past life?
What?
He was a boxer.
No, he was an act. Well, he actually might have been a boxer. But he's also an actor. And he actually acted in a show where he acted as the president of Ukraine in the show.
Oh, really?
I did not know that. That's super cool.
He also, there's a Paddington Bear movie that came out like not too long ago, animated movie. He voiced Paddington Bear in Ukrainian. He was the voice of Paddington Bear.
This guy's very cool. This guy's just checking achievements off of life.
We don't have to go into actual current events, but in relation to current events, that was.
I love it.
I'm just gonna say this real quick. I feel bad for all the Russian athletes because obviously because of actions of a few specific people, they are getting screwed because they're getting banned.
How about this? How about they just stop doping?
Yes, yes, Russian civilians, obviously.
Well, are you talking about like the Russian Olympic athletes? I don't really feel bad.
No. I'm not talking about the Olympic. I'm talking about like there are certain leagues like the hockey leagues, and then like some. I think even like the Russian soccer team or something.
Yeah, they got banned.
They're getting banned, and I'm like,
I feel bad for them.
That's where I feel bad is because like the certain actions of a certain group is unfortunately affecting an entire country that is one of the biggest in the world by area and by population. So
not by
but also like kind of garbage sports for how big they are
by population. Yeah,
by landmass.
But no,
strictly by landmass. Yeah.
That's they have the GDP of Texas.
Would you invade Russia in the winter?
It's never gone poorly before. I can't think of a single time that invading Russia in the winter went badly.
Honestly, crack a book, Robbie.
Move them somewhere else.
Bro, if somebody threw me in the battlefield and was like, all right, we're going to invade Russia in the winter, and they're like, trust me, we have the technology this time. No, please. I beg.
Who's letting you on an invasion?
Yeah, true. My eyesight sucks, so I can't be drafted.
I'm fat. I can't be drafted.
Right, we have engineering degrees. We'd be drafted to do like tank work or something.
That's true. Yeah, you might be okay.
And smacking a hammer to an Abrams. Whoops.
And let's see, what was I? So, Robbie,
our thoughts and prayers go out to the citizens of both Ukraine and Russia. To all of our international listeners over the pond.
Our Google Podcast international.
Google, it could be. You never know.
We apologize for your the people's decisions that are being made that are not in control of the citizens.
Not reflective of you guys, obviously. Bobbert, obviously because you always come to the podcast 100% prepared. I was wondering if you had what? I was wondering if you had prepared a song of the week for this podcast. Because we started that and then we just like didn't do it.
And we did it like
after the first week, yeah.
And then we stopped doing it.
Yeah, because Ryan and mine is only by Nicki Minaj, Drake, Lil Wayne, and Chris Brown.
Is it?
Our song of the week.
That's what y'all going
with?
We canceled Chris Brown on this podcast.
Oh yeah, my bad. Sorry.
Yeah, we're an anti-Chris Brown podcast.
Anti-Chris Brown. So Robbie, any songs of the week? Right.
Man, I can't. I'm not prepared.
None? You had none? You're not listening to a lot this week? You got nothing on the car rides to work and back?
No, I'm usually just sobbing, so. Not actually sobbing.
Ryan felt that so hard. Ryan was like, yeah, that's about right.
Really? I haven't started work yet.
I pretty much like, when I'm driving to work in the mornings, I'm still waking up, so I'm not really there. And then by the time I leave in the afternoon, like I'm on cruise control. So
that's a fair point. Yeah.
And I'm usually. Do you mean evening?
Yeah, sorry, at 8:30 at night. I'm usually on cruise control.
Yeah.
But I will say, I do like to listen to my favorite podcast, The Bros and the Berg. Sometimes.
God, that is a phenomenal podcast.
Love that podcast. So.
That podcast is so good.
Check that out if you haven't. If you're listening. I haven't checked out the podcast.
Yeah, if you're listening and you haven't listened to it, listen. Yeah. So
excellent.
So last thing before we move to two more things before we move to our tier list. The Robert Pattinson Batman movie came out and is getting very, very good reviews. And Ryan and I both said that we're probably going to see it this weekend. Robbie, do you have plans of seeing it?
I want to see it. I have not made plans to go see it yet.
Robbie, what did you have plans this upcoming weekend?
I want to die. Yeah, I had plans this weekend. Ryan and I would have been in the same city this weekend, but yours truly has to work on Saturday.
Oh,
this is after we're probably playing a 60-hour week, Monday through Friday of this week. So
that's a lot of bad.
It's not great.
You saw that Will was also supposed to be working Friday or Saturday?
Yeah, he told me that.
So allegedly the guy that caused all the problems, like straight up just went and left the company. So there might not be work to do on Saturday. So Will's really crossing his fingers that he doesn't have to go in.
That's nice.
Must be nice.
Apparently there's also talk of us going golfing on Saturday, not to rub it in, but like
I'm going golfing the next Saturday, so it's okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would love to go golfing down in Puerto Rico. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
For our listeners, Connor and I are going to Puerto Rico for spring break.
Oh,
Robbie was so confused. He was like,
I was like, I mean, Puerto Rico's great, but
why Puerto Rico?
Why?
Back to the Batman thing, Ryan. Is The Dark Knight a top 5 movie all time?
I haven't seen enough movies to say that it's a top 5 superhero movie of all time.
Yeah, easily.
Top 3, probably.
Top 3. What are the top 3?
Captain Marvel.
Spider-Man 3. One of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Avengers Endgame.
Over Infinity War?
Yeah.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
We got to do that. That's a tier list at some point.
Got that.
When does Moon Knight come out? Moon Knight comes out in like 2 weeks,
this
right?
month.
The most recent Spider-Man was really good.
Yeah, facts.
No Way Home, yeah.
So I mean, not Civil War. The second Captain America movie was phenomenal.
Winter Soldier, yeah.
It's up there in that tier.
Yeah,
it's just so different. It's DC's best movie by far. Actually, it's not even really.
It's not even really DC. Yeah, it's not even really.
It wasn't the DC universe, but like.
No, I agree. It is by far though. It's not even close compared to.
I am very excited to see Pattinson's Batman. I think it's gonna be.
I'm as well.
I too. Well, because it's a super different story than it has been before. Because they said it's super like detective based as opposed to like action go kind of thing. So because it's say it again.
So maybe I'll go see it on Sunday.
Yeah,
maybe that'll be the plan. There you go.
Well, I think it's good because they're actually sticking to it thematically because the main villain is the Riddler, so it would make sense that it's like detective. Yeah, that it was a whole like detective one. So that's
so
good.
Glad it's not Joker again. Oh my god.
If I see one more Joker, and I love Joker, dude.
I feel like we should all try to see it by next Tuesday, and we can do a.
I agree. Yeah, let's do that.
I agree. Or we'll drag Dave kicking and screaming to the theater.
Yeah, it's Batman, dude. It's
still a superhero. We're too old for that.
Oh my god!
It's also like a 3-hour movie, so he might not want it.
Yeah. That I can understand.
Yeah,
I'll throw him in the seat. He'll be hungover anyways.
And I was gonna make an announcement regarding next week's podcast. We're gonna do a little bit of a quiz game show kind of thing with 2 of my friends I'm gonna bring on. So it's gonna be your Robbie and Ryan, and they're gonna be taking on friends of ours named Carson and Will, and it's gonna be
in 4. That's an easy sweep.
No. It's 1v. Yeah, it's every man for himself. No, it's every man for himself.
I thought me and Ryan were going to take those jokers on.
There's a few subsections, like in subsections. I mean, like certain games that like you'll be paired up. Like it'll be like first and fourth and second and third place.
It's like Mario Party.
Yeah, essentially like it's 1v1v1. Yeah. But I mean, if you guys want to try to sabotage them, by all means, you can try to.
Ryan, do we have an alliance? Do we have an alliance? Yeah.
No.
Wink.
No.
All
right. So currently we're gonna move on to our tier list, which this week is gonna be about video games, and I try to include the video games that I am pretty confident that we have all played at some point. And so
this is tough. I was looking at this for like 5 minutes while we were talking.
About 20 titles, and in terms of like specific editions, I am talking more about the complete saga of that. So like Halo, I'm not saying like that Halo specifically, I'm saying the saga of Halo. Same thing for COD. Same thing for, Fallout and GTA and Red Dead.
Oh, okay, that changes my answers now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I want it to be like a
holistic. Actually,
I want it to be like a holistic view of, because I didn't want to put every single one. I didn't want to put like Modern Warfare 2, that kind of thing.
Yep.
So that's why I wanted it to be individualized. So we can start off with Ryan. You're a big Apex Legends fan.
I am a homer of the Apex Legends. My favorite first-person shooter game of all time, and I still think to this day, was Titanfall 2.
I was thinking about including that. I just didn't know if Robbie had played it before.
Yeah, so
Titanfall is great. Yeah.
Okay, Titanfall 1, 2, Apex, right? That's the whole series.
We'll pretend it's there. We'll put it up there. We'll pretend it's there.
If you ask me to play, it's immediately yes, right? Yeah. Even though I say that Titanfall 2 is my favorite game of all time, there is only like one game on this list that I will say that I could not and cannot stop playing. Not stop playing.
I was gonna say too. I feel like we go through periods where we play a lot of Apex, and then we take like a month or two break, and then all of a sudden we go through like another week of nonstop Apex. So
yeah, it's a lot of fun. I think it's right now the best battle royale out, and it's had a better staying power than I think any other BR game than we've seen.
Probably,
right?
Yeah.
PUBG had a huge ceiling. Fortnite obviously was massive,
yeah.
but I mean in terms of player base, I think it's fallen off drastically from its peak. It's still very high.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
And Warzone and everything. But Apex has been great. So
yep.
Yeah.
I think it's a good take. We'll put that in the if you ask me to play immediately. Yes. So we have Call of Duty.
Like all Call of
Duty. I'm talking the entire series, because there have been some stinkers. And there have been some bangers in the COD.
I was gonna say it's complicated with Black Ops too, because you have zombies in there too, which is like almost its own thing. I love zombies.
Well, if you want to go for like
work of COD,
I mean, obviously, because I'm not a super big COD player, but I've heard like the bangers, MW2, Black Ops 2. One of the recent ones was really good too, wasn't it? I can't remember which one it was.
The Modern Warfare, like
Modern Warfare was really. But then like there was, I think people said Ghosts sucked. Like the one's called Ghosts.
And so there's so many opinions on different games.
Yeah.
But I mean,
some people hated like the Advanced and Infinite Warfares because like the jetpack fighting, but some people loved it. So, I mean, it really is.
Infinite Warfare zombies went hard.
It did. We played a lot of Infinite Warfare.
Way too much. Yeah.
Where would you guys put Call of Duty as a series in terms of the tier list?
I would say fun few hours. Personally, for me, I never found a Call of Duty that I could not stop playing. There are definitely some, like the zombies, and Black Ops 2 is my favorite multiplayer COD, and I could definitely get lost in that for like 4 to 5 hours on a day, but it wasn't day in, day out.
I also don't play COD by myself very often.
That's true.
I play COD with my friends when they want to get on, because it's a good game to play with friends, but like I don't like get home from work and be like, you know what I want to play right now? I want to get on COD.
I will play Apex by myself. I will not play COD by myself.
I feel that. All right, we can. So Fallout, that not just Fallout 4, so the series, like obviously New Vegas is one of the most critically acclaimed RPGs ever. But I don't know if you guys. I know Ryan, you played Fallout 4. Robbie, I don't know your experience with Fallout.
I haven't played a ton of Fallout, so I'll leave this up to you guys.
I mean, I'm a huge Fallout fan, but I know Ryan is. Ryan likes Fallout.
I would say a fun few hours. Now, it is something that like once I got into it, I would play for like, I don't know, a week at a time straight.
Yeah. I'm fine with putting it there, obviously, because we have a lot of the other ones that are.
Yeah, I haven't played Fallout in a couple years at this point.
Yeah, no, I get it. Okay, and we'll move on to.
Wait, where do we put that one?
Fun few hours.
Fun few hours.
Yeah.
We move on to Fortnite, because as much as people don't play it, Fortnite in its heyday was.
Fortnite's top tier. Fortnite for me.
Fortnite
for me at one point, I lobbed thousands of hours on Fortnite.
Wow.
I could not stop.
We played so much Fortnite the first like 5 seasons. Yeah. Like just an absurd amount of hours in Fortnite.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's why I got an Xbox.
I've never loved Fortnite, so that's actually I guess I'm outvoted, but I've never been a huge fan of Fortnite. But I'm just not good at FPS, or not for FPSs. I guess
this also comes down to like, it was revolutionary. It was pop culture. Everyone was playing. Everyone was talking about it. Right. All your friends are playing it. It was a great like social aspect.
Yeah.
And I mean, I could not stop playing.
It brought cross-platform to being more like in more games. I mean, it's a big deal in the last couple of years.
It's the pinnacle of gaming. Not pinnacle, but it's like it was a really big crossroads in gaming.
Very influential. Yeah.
All right, I can see it. And then we move on to another favorite of, I feel like, our age group, GTA 5.
It's the second tier. I'm never going to say no to playing GTA. Like, if you come to me and say, let's play GTA, I'm absolutely getting on GTA. I'm not even thinking about it.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. I have not played as much GTA. I don't know why. I've always leaned more towards like the shooters and stuff like that. But there's just so much to do. Even like the franchise as a whole.
Yeah, you can do so much. I mean, the GTA Online is still fun. And GTA 5 has been on how long now?
Years.
Exactly.
I think it spanned 3 consoles.
Yeah, it has. That's
and
nuts.
GTA Online is still a ton of fun. Like I went through a period last summer where I played a lot of GTA Online. Like it's still a really good time. So
So we got Robbie. I think you're a Halo fan. I can't remember if you said that or not.
I have not played a lot of Halo.
I haven't either.
I never had an Xbox.
Who am I thinking of? Okay, never mind. We'll put that.
Zach is a huge Halo fan.
Okay.
He's also a huge Fallout fan.
I've never owned an Xbox in my life.
Okay.
I've only ever owned Sony. So.
Okay, got you. All right, we'll put Halo in the like not played categories because we haven't played enough of it.
Yeah, I was also gonna put it only if others wanted to. I'm not a huge Halo fan.
I've only played like a little bit of it. Next we have Lego Star Wars.
Yeah.
This game goes.
This is a banger.
Goes hard for sure.
This is a banger of a game.
I don't know if I was too young to say like
such a good
that I had the free time to play like nonstop.
Yeah.
Right.
I was gonna put a fun few hours.
Yeah,
I feel like it's.
Bro, I don't know.
I was leaning towards if you asked me to play. That game was so much
you
fun.
back in the day though? Oh wait, no, I thought you were talking about No, but I was like, I saw a thing on TikTok the other day that it sparked like a memory in me. It was when you're like, it was the mission right before like Anakin and Obi-Wan fight or whatever, and then you're like, you know how you like had to flip and like get to a certain like a platform or whatever, and like you could hear like there was a comment that said something. My friend always said something like drop out so we can get to this, so we can like do this next scene. Remember where only like one of the players had to complete it and the other one could just die, and because like it split the screen sometimes, and one guy would like go flying this way and the other way if you weren't together. And so it reminded me of like when I was playing with Ryan would be like, just die, like you're so bad at this.
You're bad at the game.
The pod racing. Do you guys remember those levels?
I was so bad at the pod racing.
I yeeted a couple controllers.
Connor, I think we need to discuss your skill level in all video games.
Oh, everything except sports video games, I'm atrocious at. Like everything.
I get stomped in all sports games. It's disgusting.
Oh, I love sports.
Anyways, I will put this top tier, fun few hours, bottom tier if you ask me to play.
I'm okay with that.
Where do we want it?
Just because of now, I don't know. Back in the day, it was so good. I'm gonna put it.
Was putting in second tier.
Yeah, we're gonna put it in bottom of second tier. All right, now we have the Madden franchise.
I don't want to comment. I hate Madden. I'd rather not.
I like Madden, but the fact that they've done nothing, nothing to the game recently makes me want to put it out rather not.
As a franchise, right?
Out of spite for EA for literally not doing anything to improve the game in the last like 5 years, like they can kick rocks.
All right, wait. So we're putting it in I'd rather or only if others.
You're not going to catch an argument from me if.
I like Madden.
I'd put it in I'd rather not.
Thank God you didn't put FIFA on this list because Robbie would have a story.
I love FIFA.
I like FIFA too. I just didn't think people would have played it enough.
Have you heard Ryan and I's Madden story?
No.
Was that Madden or FIFA?
It was Madden because I got a pick 6 on you, and that's what started the meltdown.
Anything you tell Connor here, he will totally believe. That was probably the worst I've acted towards Robbie like ever.
What happened?
So Connor, this was like a week after we moved in freshman year. So like keep in mind, like Ryan and I did not know each other.
Yeah, I was being
very well, and so but we were like, I dropped my phone. It's fine. But we were like playing, like it was like a Saturday. We weren't doing anything. Like, oh, let's play some Madden. And so like I had my PS4 and like we were playing whatever. And like I was beating Ryan pretty good. Like it was probably like I think it was like 21-0. Like it's about to be half.
Ryan's ass at Madden.
It was like 35-0 in the second quarter.
Right. And then, so it's just about to go into halftime, right?
Yeah.
And so like at this point, Ryan's like, all right, I'll like go for one more play, like whatever, it'll be fine. Yeah, I got to pick 6.
Yeah.
Right before halftime, and Ryan yeeted my controller across the room, like threw it across the room, and it broke, like straight up broke one of my PS4 controllers. Like it wasn't like it was like an actual like Sony like DualShock like PS4 controller. Like it was like a $60 controller at the time. And so
nice, good job, Ryan.
Yeah, not proud of that behavior. And I remember I was acting. I don't know why I was such an asshole, but I was also very indignant about it too. Like I knew I was in the wrong, and I knew that I was like acting super poorly, but I still stood my ground and was like being an asshole about it. I
do remember that.
Because EA blows. It's EA's fault.
I did order him a controller immediately. Like
there you go.
You did,
because I was in the wrong, and then we made out. I mean, made up. So we were good.
Wait, what? What's going on?
So Madden, I'd really rather not.
Yeah,
I like Madden, but I can completely see the Robbie's argument specifically, and we'll just throw it in. I'd rather not. How about we move on to the Mario Kart series? Because there have been a few different Mario Kart games.
Yeah, ask me to play on there. It's just that I'm also
anytime, anywhere.
I'm disgustingly good at Mario Kart.
You are really good at Mario
Kart. Preferably drunk too. I'm there.
Mario Mart or
Mario Kart, Cario Mart, whatever you want to call it.
Mario Kart. Oh my god. Well, I'm glad we can agree on the Mario Kart. Now we got Minecraft. Hot take. I hate Minecraft. I can't stand Minecraft.
It's never really done it for me.
I'm not a big it's one of those like. Can't like occasionally someone will be like, let's get on Minecraft. I'm like, I'll get on, but I have no earthly idea what I'm doing. Like I'm literally just I eventually just get lost, and then I don't want to play anymore because I don't know how to get back.
Yeah,
there
to anything going on.
2 games on this list that I've not yeeted a controller to, and Minecraft is one of them.
All right, we'll put Minecraft in just I'd rather not, because none of us really enjoy Minecraft.
What's the other one? Oh,
we're gonna get ripped apart for that one.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
We're gonna upset some people.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Thank God League isn't on here, because I'd have some things to say.
No, you know what the funny thing is? That like Will, who's one of the guys coming on next week, Will is like he plays League with his friend, but he can't stand League. Like he can't stand it, but he plays it like every week. But he hates the game.
He talks about it. He shits on the game.
He hates.
Right? But he has like. Probably
a lot of
I've come to learn that's everyone that plays League is like they don't actually enjoy playing the game, but they still keep doing it.
Keep playing it.
It's like Overwatch too. A lot of people are in the same boat. It's like I fucking hate this game and this meta, but it's like I have 4,000 hours in it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we got the Mortal Kombat series. I don't know if you guys have played enough of it. I love Mortal Kombat. I'm a huge.
I've also behaved poorly with Robbie playing Mortal Kombat as well.
That's because I was like trap spamming you with.
That is annoying.
Because I'm a little bitch.
Cheese, like
dude over here.
Yeah, that's because I play the most annoying characters in Mortal Kombat. So that's warranted.
Yeah,
but
I would say top of only if others wanted to, bottom of fun few hours.
I was gonna put it in fun few hours.
I would definitely put it in fun few hours, so we'll put it in fun few hours, yeah. Because it can get way too repetitive after like enough fights. You're like, I'm done. Yeah. But yeah, so that's why we have the 2K series.
As a series, it's kind of ass.
I don't know about ass, but it's. I'm trying to think of like the really good ones, because the one this year is actually okay.
2K11 went hard.
Yeah, 2K20 and 21 people didn't like. 2K19 was pretty decent. 18 wasn't good. 17, 16, and 15 were all actually pretty good. And then 13,
that was when like the My Career mode was at its peak.
Yeah.
Those years, because those games were really fun.
11, I remember 11, 13, and then 15 through 17 were all really good. And so there's just been like in between all these, there's just been bad ones. But
personally, I really enjoy the My Career and the Dynasty shit. I hate getting waffle stomped by Connor anytime we play like a quick match. So this game is a solo dolo experience because I'll get angry anytime I play somebody else because I'm so bad at sports games. I don't know if y'all have seen a theme here.
Robbie, what are you thinking of the 2K games?
I was gonna say a few fun hours. Okay. I think it's one of the better sports franchises.
Yeah, for sure.
But
if y'all are in agreement, I'll say that.
Yeah, that's fine. And we have the NCAA football games. NCAA 14 regarded as one of the best sports games of all time.
I would legitimately put this in the top tier, but
I think
it's
really good.
I spent so really many hours playing NCAA 14. It's not even funny.
Yeah, it's really good. I don't know if I can put it in the top.
I didn't play it enough. I don't know if I've ever played this game. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Oh wow, it's really good. It is really, really good.
We never owned it.
I know. I've just played it with some friends, and it is very good.
I think the 2 sports games I've played the most is probably NCAA 14 and NCAA basketball 2K8. I used to grind some NCAA basketball.
NBA Live 2004.
Oh, I love that game.
We grinded that game hard.
I love that game.
I can name you the starters of the 2004 Mavs without
Steve Nash, Michael Finley, Anton Jamison, Ray LaFrance, and Dirk Nowitzki.
It is. It's easy.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Ray LaFrance had to like block because there was an animation in the game where the centers had like a glove. You could like block people automatically when they came to the rim. So every time someone would go up on you, just swatted them.
Shaq was absolutely
Shaq was disgusting.
The Lakers were disgusting in that game.
Kobe and Shaq were awful to play against.
And then
dude, the Rockets, bro. The Rockets were lit because you had Yao Ming and then Steve Francis was so effing fast. Like he just went from one end of the court to the other like a second.
Steve Francis had max speed and Yao just like defended the paint.
I think McGrady was on that team too. It was McGrady was on there too.
Was T-Mac on the
He might have been on the Raptors.
With Carter? I think the Raptors were pretty good. Oh, and Bosch, I think too, right? The Raptors were pretty good. Yep. Yeah, no, that game's lit. And then the 2005 NBA Live 2005 had like the dunk contest, which was fun, but like
more exciting than the actual dunk contest.
Yeah, but they in NBA Live 2005 switched the shoot button with the like.
Oh my god!
It was awful.
It was X on the GameCube controller.
No shot.
I was like, why? Yeah, that was awful. So we'll play NCAA 14 in the second tier, just because Ryan hasn't played it.
I just haven't played it.
I think Ryan and I will come to a mutual agreement on this next one. NFL Street. Elite.
Elite.
Robbie, what are your? Have you played NFL Street a lot? Do you have any?
I have. I always enjoyed it. Like, I didn't play it like a ton. It's never been one of my favorite games, but I've always enjoyed it when I played it.
Okay.
It is 100%. If you ask me to play, it's an immediate yes.
Yeah.
Unless I'm mad at Connor for beating me, and then it's not an immediate yes.
Bro, the last time we played it, Ryan actually this was a few months ago, and Ryan raged. So there, Robbie, I don't know if you know the mechanic in the game. It's called Game Breaker, but basically it makes a team on the other side. So like if you're on defense, basically like it's an automatic fumble or like automatic pick, or like if you're on offense, like you just run everybody over basically.
Yeah.
But for those of you that don't know. But Ryan was on defense and he used his Game Breaker, and I ran the same pass play 3 times in a row. That was like it was 20-yard pass, and I got it every single time. And Ryan like had a cornerback there that wouldn't make the catch 3 times in a row. And I was just teasing him, and as soon as I scored on the same play, he's like, "I'm done." And he just walked away. It was so funny.
I had to, for my mental health and for me not to get yelled at by mom, I had to walk away.
Yeah, it was so fun.
It's like, nope, not tonight.
Not doing that. All right, so we'll put NFL Street in the second tier, and then we got the Pokemon games as a whole franchise.
Elite franchise.
It is
elite.
Well, the only bad ones are like some of the black and white games aren't great.
No, people really like the black and white.
It might have black 2 and white 2 were bad. I think it was one of them that wasn't good.
Yeah,
X and Y wasn't really well received.
X and Y. Yeah.
So here's my issue, right? Yeah. I never have been to the point where I cannot stop playing Pokemon.
I did when I was little, 100%.
It is a fun few hours, like every week. Like I will not outgrow it. I think all the games are great. Like.
Pokemon Legends Arceus is awesome too, by the way.
Oh, you got that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was a pick me up purchase last week.
I feel like
good shit.
I don't know. I feel like you almost have to put it in the top tier just because of like, I don't know.
The franchise is so good. I mean, it is the highest.
It's so elite in terms of like consistency.
It is the highest revenue franchise in the world.
Yeah.
By like $20 billion.
I feel like we got to put a top tier because like we put Fortnite in the top tier just because of some like social reasons and stuff, because you know how it affected pop culture and stuff.
That's fair.
I feel like
from like the ages from like 5 to 10, like would 100% be could not put it down. Like it didn't matter which Pokemon game it was. Like
that's fine. And I mean I'm the same way from 10 to my age now. I collect Pokemon cards for Christ's sake. I mean the franchise as a whole.
I bought a Nintendo Switch specifically to play Pokemon. So
Robbie, what was your most played Pokemon when you were younger?
Probably Emerald. I played a fuck ton of Pokemon Emerald. Also, big underrated Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, kind of like a side series from the main Pokemon games. Very fun. I played a lot of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon as well.
I started out with Diamond. I've only played 2, but I started out with Diamond, and then I played a ass ton of Soul Silver. I played so much Soul Silver. I love.
So I remember the 3 I played the most were I had Fire Red, I had Emerald, and I had Diamond. Those are the 3 I think I played.
Diamond was a good one.
I think I was starting to age out of it by the time like Black and White and Soul Silver and Heart Gold.
Yeah, I started as right when started Black and White 2 started coming out. That's when I started to age out of Pokemon.
Yeah,
for that time. Yep. So we'll put that in the top tier. So next we have the Red Dead series.
Hold on. Pokemon News, y'all saw they're coming out with like new mainline Pokemon games, right?
Yep.
Oh,
Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet.
Those sound like closer to like original names.
Right. It's the first time we've done
running out of ideas.
Yeah. But those are coming out later this year.
Oh, very nice.
Gen 9 is on the way.
I'll probably buy myself a Switch at some point.
I'm already prepared.
Yeah,
I might pre-order the games.
I'm gonna have to determine how much money I can spend on myself because I'm gonna want a new CPU, but also I'm gonna want a Switch.
Tough decisions.
True. Moving on, we got the Red Dead series, Red Dead Redemption series, and specifically Red Dead Redemption 2, just because I know how critically acclaimed that thing was.
I've just not played.
I played a little bit of it. I haven't played a ton.
I don't think I've spent more than like 20 hours.
I
haven't not played
20.
That's cool. Put it in not play.
The Rocket League.
We have the Rocket League. 3 of us renowned for our squad. Rocket League.
What type of mood am I in? Because it might be I'd rather not play.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Just an average day, every day.
Has any of us ever said let's play Rocket League and everyone was like, no, we don't want to play Rocket League? Like I've literally not even once.
I would play second tier. Honestly.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, sure. I guess that's fair. I'm going to put it at the bottom of second tier, but that's fair.
What time is it? Oh no, I definitely don't have time. Definitely don't have time for games after this. All right, sorry. Continue.
Let's see. So we got Skyrim, or the Elder Scrolls series. I played a little bit of it. All right, well, then we'll put that in. I just had to I feel like I had to put Red Dead Redemption 2 and Skyrim in because those are pretty. People.
We're very uncold.
I played a little bit of both, just not. To me, I tried to play Skyrim, and it was like Fallout 4, but a medieval version, and I didn't really like it. So I was like, because it was different mechanics stuff, I don't know. I just didn't like it because it reminded me of Fallout 4, but like to me wasn't as good. So that's kind of why I didn't like it. And then we have the Super Smash Bros. Series.
I think it's a few fun hours. I've never really gotten into Smash, but I think it's pretty similar to Mortal Kombat. Like I think it can be really fun for a few hours here and there to play with people, but like I'm not.
I agree with
that. Always chosen to play Smash.
Yeah.
Since I don't have a
Smash like Mortal Kombat 2 is one of those games like if someone asks you to play Smash, they're probably really good at Smash.
Yeah.
And then it's not very fun to play.
It's not fun.
Smash.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Yeah.
Well, my problem is also there's only one character that I am like have any decency with in the entire franchise, and then
Pokemon trainer.
No. If you ask. No, it's not.
Wii Sports Trainer.
No, keep going. Keep guessing.
We played together. Who is it?
Banjo and Kazooie.
There's only Samus?
No, it's not Samus. There's only one character I'm any good with.
Meta Knight?
No, I'm at. Ryan was really good with Meta Knight. Yeah. Ryan was a cheesy Meta Knight. The funniest thing about
Meta Knight,
Donkey Kong.
The funniest thing about Meta Knight in Super Smash Bros. Brawl was that he was so cheesy that they banned him from all tournaments because he was so cheesy.
Correct.
I played him. I played Ganondorf.
Oh, he's so. When people are good with Ganondorf, he's the worst.
You liked Link, didn't you?
I liked Link, but he wasn't my main.
I don't remember. We played before. Not Kirby.
Yeah. No, I'm not good with Kirby.
I don't know. You have to remind me. It's been forever since we played.
The only one that I'm ever be like any experienced Smash player with is Ike. Ike is the only one I'm any good with.
I also played a lot of Pikachu, Meta Knight, and Ganondorf for my 3.
You're
completely different play styles for all 3 of them.
I literally can only play one character, and it's Ike. He's the only one I'm any good with.
My main three are Banjo and Kazooie, Wii Fit Trainer.
Wii Fit Trainer. Bro, Wii Fit Trainer's actually kind of lit.
And Bowser.
Apparently, in the new one, Steve, the Minecraft
he's really good. Yeah, he's really good. Yeah. I played with a few guys. My main
I read they added Sora from Kingdom Hearts too, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
I have no idea.
My main three were Ike, Captain Falcon, but like it's a massive drop off from 1 to 2. So like Ike, Captain Falcon, and then
Falcon's cheese
Pokemon Trainer. Like it was bad.
I liked Pokemon Trainer just because it was
like
fun.
No, Captain Falco and Fox were cheese.
Yeah, the little like glitchy speed animation. So next we have a game that we all
did we want fun few hours for that one?
Yeah, the game that we all want to die, Valorant.
I legitimately would rather not. Like I actually would rather not.
I'm gonna put only if others wanted to.
Yeah, that's fair.
Dude, it's not that fun anymore.
For a couple weeks, I was like, okay, like
yeah,
I'm
it was
kind of enjoying it. Maybe I wanted to like play some ranked, get up to gold because
yeah.
And then I literally had 10 straight games with a Smurf, and I no longer wanted to play.
I'm so bad.
You don't play PC games, so it's I don't have an excuse. I can get to Diamond in Apex, but I cannot physically get out of Silver in Valorant.
Well, so. Valorant was the first PC game I ever played, and it was actually like I started playing it about a month after it came out, and I played it for a few months. I mean, I was the same way. Like I said, it was my first PC game, so I was complete ass. But I mean, I liked it for a few months, and then it was during lockdown, so I played it way too much of it, and then I'm like, I don't like this game anymore. So, I mean, I was ass combined with I played it too much. So I mean, we'll put it in.
I'd put it in only if others wanted to.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. And then last but certainly not least,
really rather not.
I'd really rather not.
And last but certainly not least is Wii Sports. And keep in mind, this includes Wii Sports Resort too.
Which is the superior Wii Sports game.
Yeah, bro, basketball was lit in Wii Sports Resort.
The dog fighting. There was freaking dog fighting.
Yeah, the dog fighting was sick.
I would say immediate yes. Personally,
yeah, it's really good. Wii Sports is really fun.
They're coming out with a Nintendo Switch Sports. By the way,
I saw that actually.
Yeah,
I remember when I was younger, I did not have a ton of high hopes for Wii Sports Resort, and then it went that hard.
It was so good.
It went dummy
so
hard.
Good.
And the music is top tier. Oh my god, just straight bangers.
Dude, I used to just explore the island on the plane.
Yeah, I did too. Bro, remember when you had to like go? Dude, this happened so many times. I would try to go on the volcano, and I couldn't fit in the volcano, and I would die like every time. This is the worst. That's the only
you had to go around the map and like collect something, right? What was it you did?
It was like question marks, like landmarks or something.
Okay, yeah.
But there was one inside the volcano, and I had like a 10% success rate in getting through.
There was one like underneath a bridge too that was kind of hard to get to, if I remember correctly. Like
that's the only time I've ever raged at Wii Sports is during when I'm trying to get in the volcano.
I have 100% rage at Wii Sports. I think it was for tennis. I got skunked, and I yeeted the controller.
If you haven't noticed yet, for our listeners, there's a recurring theme of Ryan throwing whatever device it is that he's using to play these
specifically
games.
In sports games. In sports games video.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
The old mouse. The
mouse
wall.
Isn't there
the wall on it?
Isn't there a whole myth behind like a me named Matt in boxing? It's like insanely good.
Yo,
Matt
goes
brazy.
You'll want to see Matt in the ring, bro.
Yeah, bro, he'll F you up. All right, so I'll take a screenshot of this real quick, Rob, so you can put it on the Instagram, so we can get absolutely crucified for our takes.
We're gonna get crucified for Minecraft, Red Dead, and Skyrim.
No, we'll get absolutely.
That's just not played. You can't crucify us. If we put it in, I'd rather not. I'd understand, but they're gonna crucify us for not playing it.
Minecraft will get crucified for.
I don't really care if someone who's jonesing for Minecraft. I don't care about their opinions as a person. Zach Joffin.
I'm putting that as
full government name.
That's going in as a quote on the Instagram story. I don't care about your opinion if you're jonesing for Minecraft.
Specifically, Zach. They say specifically Zach.
At Zechoff.
All right, boys. Do you have anything else, or do you guys want to sign off for the week?
I think that was nice. Covered a lot of major issues. Sports related, and touched on Ukraine. Don't want to get too much into that. We'll see what the next week brings for us.
It's also my bedtime, so.
Yeah, it's also gotten a little late. So wherever you are listening to this podcast, we thank you again, and hopefully see you on the next one. This is Ryan for Connor and Robbie on the Bros and the Berg podcast. Thank you for listening.
Peace.
Gamble responsibly.